Hey guys, how's it going? Coderman here. I wanted to quickly talk about Pokemon Go. Yeah, I know it's kind of popular, but I actually want to talk to you about it in the sense of from an app space, from an app development space, and why it's so friggin' popular and successful. And one of the main reasons that it's popular and successful is that it is simple, it's easy to learn, it has the brand itself has worldwide adoption. Everybody knows what Pokemon is. And what it's also has going for it is it's taking something that we used to do as kids, say for my age group, and now we get to do it and play it in a digital sense. And then for kids that are just growing up with it, they're all connected to their phones and they're out and walking around doing their thing anyways. So now they get to have a little bit of fun with it. But the reason that it's so impressive to me is how drop dead simple the game actually is. And recently, a Russian blogger actually had reverse engineered and released the source code for the Android version. So you could go in and actually see the code that makes up the Pokemon Go Android app. And I'll put a link to that blog post in the description. And going through it, you play the game, you kind of can quickly see how it's put together and, if you download it from the App Store. But when you start looking through the source code, it's really funny because it's just utilizing a lot of existing stuff, the Google Traffic API mapping. It's utilizing Unity 3D, which is an awesome 3D library for the actual augmented reality for when the Pokemon are actually on your screen and you're trying to catch them. And what it really is just a marrying of multiple technologies. But the level that it's hit almost overnight, being, the top app, being the highest grossing app, and it's only in a handful of countries as of right now. I think it's 6 or 7. You kind of have to look at the development company that is developing the app, Niantic. They're born from Google. So they actually are former Google employees. They actually worked on the Google mapping, and I forget what the other product was, Keyhole, which turned out to be Google Earth. So they obviously have mapping experience. They also have, GIS and all of that. Why is it successful? Well, it's successful because it's making a shitload of money almost overnight, and it's being built by a development company that will continue to support it and add cool new features. I also like it from a standpoint of it's getting people outside, especially kids. It's getting them to walk around. It's getting them to be social. There's lots of Pokemon meetups. And I think overall it's a really interesting concept where everybody kind of is adopting this app. And then of course there are people that say it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money. I personally think it's a waste of money if you're paying to play the app. I don't really think it's a waste of time. I think you watch TV or do something else with your time, it doesn't really matter. If it's cutting into your time running your company or, building your dreams or whatever, then definitely you're wasting your time. But one of the other things that I really like about Pokemon Go is that what it essentially does for augmented reality is it validates it. It gets, multiple millions of users playing with augmented reality and seeing the viability of it. What it also does is it gets companies to see the viability. So people like myself are contacted to build apps that are centered around augmented reality, which, to be honest, prior to Pokemon Go has been a very difficult sell because people look at it more as a gimmick. And I think now with that app hitting mainstream, it's a really good case study, but it's also, you probably don't even have to explain it to the customer because they probably already know exactly what Pokemon Go is. They play it or their kids probably play it. In terms of, like I said, from the app development standpoint and the business standpoint, it's a really interesting app. I think one of the only, air quotes, bad things that could be about the app would be, obviously the privacy concerns, which they seem to have fixed, and the fact that people need to pay attention. And of course, that has nothing to do with app development or anything of the sort. It's, people don't pay attention when they're driving most of the time. Anyways, there's my thoughts on Pokemon Go, a little bit about the development parts of it. And like I said, again, I'll put a link to the blog post about the actual reverse engineering of the Android version. And if you have any questions about how the app was built or how you could leverage the technology or anything like that, definitely leave a comment below. Like the video if you did, dislike it if you didn't. It helps me figure out what content's good and what's bad. And subscribe if it's your first time here. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later.